Hello class, this is lesson 7-2 about how to write and solve two-step equations with parentheses. So here are the 4 steps that I came up with. First, get rid of the parentheses, and you do that by performing the distributive property. Okay, your second step then, once the parentheses are gone, is to combine any like terms that you see. Okay, so if there are multiple x's, put them all together. And then the third step is to get rid of the lonely number. Okay, move it to the opposite side. You do this by either adding or by subtracting. And then your final step is to get rid of, again, what I call the leech. So that number that is sucking the life out of that variable. And you do that by multiplying or dividing. So why don't we just go ahead and get started? 7 parentheses 3 minus x is equal to negative 21. So we're going to get rid of the parentheses. So 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times negative x is negative 7x. Okay, I don't have any like terms, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove the lonely number and put it on the other side. And when I do that, I am left with negative 7x on the left is equal to negative 42. And my final step is to divide negative 7. That's getting rid of the leech. So my final answer, x equals positive 6. So now I can take my solution like we've been doing, and I can plug it back into the beginning equation. So 7 parentheses 3 minus 6, does that equal negative 21? So that's going to be negative 3 on the inside, and 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. So my solution works. All right, let's move on. 12 equals negative 3 parentheses 8 minus 4x. So again, I'm going to get rid of the parentheses using the distributive property. So negative 3 times 8 is negative 24. Negative 3 times negative 4x is positive 12x. Then I can add 24 to get rid of my lonely number. And then I have 36 is equal to 12x. Final step, divide by 12 on both sides to get rid of the leech. And my final answer, x, is equal to 3. There we go. So why don't we go ahead and plug it in and check to make sure that we got the right solution. So 12 is equal to negative 3 times 8 minus 4 times 3. Okay, so according to PEMDAS, I need to multiply first inside of the parentheses, so that's minus 12. And then inside the parentheses, 8 minus 12 is negative 4, and negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12. So my solution works out. All right, 5e minus 2 parentheses e minus 1 is equal to 8. So we're going to use the distributive property. Notice it's negative 2 on the outside. So 5e minus 2e plus 2, because it's a negative times a negative. And then I can combine like terms. I have 2 instances with e's, so that's going to leave me with 3e plus 2 is equal to 8. I can subtract 2 to get rid of the lonely number. And then I'm left with 3e is equal to 6. One last step, let's divide both sides by 3 to get rid of the leech. So e is equal to 2. All right, let's go ahead and plug it in. I have 2 places to plug it in. So 5 times 2 minus 2 parentheses 2 minus 1. Does that equal 8? So I have 10 minus 2 times 1, and 2 times 1 is 2, and 10 minus 2 does equal 8. So I am all set. All right, final problem. 13 is equal to 2y minus 3 parentheses y plus 4. So again, let's distribute that negative 3. So I'm going to rewrite what I have, and I have minus 3y minus 12. I can combine my like terms, so 2y minus 3y is going to leave me with negative 1y. And then I can add 12 to both sides to get rid of the lonely number. So then I'm left with 25 is equal to negative y. And again, that really is negative 1y. So I can divide both sides by negative 1 to get rid of the leech. And then I have positive y is equal to negative 25 for my final solution. All right, so one last time, let's go ahead and plug this in and make sure that we did our work correctly. So I have 13 is equal to 2 times negative 25 minus 3 parentheses negative 25 plus 4. Okay, so 13 equals negative 50 minus 3 times negative 21. Now, that's negative 3 times negative 21, which is going to be positive 63. And negative 50 plus 63 add up to positive 13. So now to conclude our lesson, I have one word problem for us. And it says, Marius drives the same distance to and from school each day. He also drives 1 3/4 miles round trip each day to go to the gym. During a 5-day school week, Marius drives a total of 50 miles. Write and solve an equation to determine the total distance that he goes to and from school. So basically, how much does he drive every day from his house to school and back? So setting this up should be pretty straightforward. We're adding the distance to and from school to his house, plus that round trip distance that he drives to the gym. And then every day he is doing this. So we're going to multiply it by 5. So we have it written out for all 5 days. And then in the end, this will equal the total distance that his family drives over the course of those 5 days. So now let's go ahead and plug in things that we know. The 5 is going to stay there. We don't know the distance to and from school, so that's my variable. I'll say D. The gym distance is 1 3/4, and the total distance is 50 miles. So now I have my equation set up. I'm going to actually divide both sides by 5 to get rid of the parentheses instead of multiplying it through. And that leaves me with just D plus 1 3/4 is equal to 10. It's a lot easier. And then I can subtract that 1 3/4 from both sides of my equation. And that leaves me with D is equal to 8 1/4 miles. So this is basically telling us the distance that he drives each day to and from school. And that's it. So I hope that this problem made sense to you, and same with the rest of the lesson. But as always, if you have any questions, please let me know when you come into class.